Hey everybody, it's Michael Fair at filmfestivalcircuit.com. I'm a film festival director and I've been directing events since 2008. For those of you that don't know what that means, basically we put on an event that features independent films by independent filmmakers and screenwriters, and we have a group of judges that goes through submissions and we present awards and select films based on merit. We have a rating system, and our events are open to the public. And so filmmakers are able to come from around the world and see their films up on screen and get a chance to watch those films with a group of people that they may not know. And also it's a great networking opportunity. Basically, that's what a film festival is. That's me, Michael Fair, right there. And we'd love to see you at one of our future events. But today I'm going to talk about something that I email back and forth with a lot of people about, and that is writing a synopsis. But this video specifically is going to focus on writing a synopsis with AI, at least with the assistance of AI, kind of like a co-pilot. Microsoft has this new thing called Copilot that they're developing. At the time of this video, Copilot, I'm not really going to feature their specific software because they have some text limits when you're trying it out, but there's some other AI programs out there that you're going to find very useful. There are free versions of Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT. And then for if you're a premium member at X, like $9.99 a month, they have one called Grock, and I will show you Grock as well. So anyway, why am I doing this? Why AI? Let me tell you something. Here's the problem, okay? I'm just reviewing screenplays today for marketing because when we do accept screenplays and films, when we do accept screenplays and films at our film festivals, we like to post on social media about them and market and say, hey, we got this event coming up. We've got the Georgia Comedy Film Festival. As you can see right here, the Georgia Comedy Film Festival will be coming up soon. And in reviewing about 100 films and screenplays just today, looking at marketing materials alone, the judges, of course, are leaving their ratings for everything down in Atlanta. But I was just looking through the marketing materials and I said to myself, how many of these, I'm just going to count, how many have a great synopsis? And sadly, only about 30 submissions total that I went through today. I didn't go through everything, but about 100 submissions I went through, 30 of them had a good synopsis. 30. That's awful. I probably had another 30 or 40% that just had one sentence, maybe just some vague statement to kind of say what the film is about. And the rest of them just didn't put anything at all. Just said, no synopsis needed. Just watch my movie. You'll get it. Okay. This is a mistake. I've described that in many videos. Don't leave it up to chance, right? You want to fill in every single part of your submission form. You don't want to leave it up. And what if somebody comes up and walks up to me in the grocery store and they say, hey, Michael, I heard that you have a film festival tomorrow. What screening? Hey, we've got a film called, Blind Date. Yeah, what's Blind Date about? And then I got to pull it out of my rear end because there's no synopsis. Blind Date's basically about two people dating and they, one of them spills a drink on the other one and then they kind of hang out, and I think they go back to the room or something and end up, getting into a fight and stomping out, and then they make up. I mean, can you imagine how that sounds? Do you really want someone else writing about your film or your screenplay and telling them what it's about? No, you want to be the person to be in control of your own synopsis. And look, this is the internet, so there's a bunch of people out here who may not necessarily be a filmmaker or a screenwriter. You may be writing a novel or a novella or a short story or whatever you want to call it, or a graphic novel, whatever the case may be. Some of this applies to you too. And perhaps this tool or using these tools can help you. So about AI, I mentioned Claude. There's Grock, there's Gemini, there's ChatGPT. We're going to check those out today. So why use AI? Look, I wrote this article. You can go on to filmfestivalcircuit.com. I run this down. I'm not going to recap every single moment of the article, but I am going to highlight it. And how to write a synopsis article is up here. So just click on read story at filmfestivalcircuit.com, and there's plenty of information here. All right. And I give some tips on what to do with when you're writing your synopsis. A lot of people ask me, how long does it have to be? About 100 words is my recommendation. You want to put a character's name in there, like Sheila is a young attorney, right? So people can kind of connect to a name. You want to clearly identify the genre and the tone of the story. There's nothing worse than a synopsis that doesn't tell you whether you're reading about a horror film or a comedy film. It's just like, Jake is suddenly disturbed at his home when someone knocks at the door. You have no idea what that's about. It's better to say, talk about this thrilling horror film about Jake who gets a creepy call. You want to be able to put in to your synopsis basically what genre that it fits in. Seems like common sense, but very few people do it. And you want to use active voice, vivid language, haunted by a near-death experience. You want it to sound cool, man. You don't want your synopsis to be like two dudes in a bar. It doesn't make sense. You want to highlight the main conflict or driving force of the story. The emergency crews work against stormy weather and treacherous terrain to save children trapped in a basement, right? You can describe the conflict without giving away the ending. I don't recommend giving away the ending, and I will talk about that a little bit later because, again, if you are a writer, you are a screenwriter, and you're trying to figure out what to do with your synopsis, you may have to have two versions. There's one where you tell the public about your story, and then there's another one where you're trying to tell a distributor or an agent about your story, and those are two very different audiences. When you're talking to a distributor or an agent or production company, something like that, of course you want to tell them how the story ends because that is a private submission that is not meant for the public, and you want someone who's going to put money into your project to kind of understand how it ends. That's common sense. But if you're screening your 9-minute short at a film festival or your 90-minute feature film at a film festival, you want to reveal the plot without revealing the ending because you want people to come in and watch it to see how it ends. You just are trying to set it up. You're not trying to necessarily get a check, from a production company. If your synopsis is, let's say, in a social media post, in a trailer, or, in marketing materials that are meant for the public, don't give away the ending. On this article, I have quite a few examples that I give here: romantic comedy, horror, dark comedy, relationship drama. All of these examples are completely fictional. These stories don't actually exist. I was just scribbling along writing basic stories, which I'm about to show you. It's pretty easy with ChatGPT and other AI programs. And so these are all purely fictional and they do not exist in the real world. So feel free to, copy, paste, use as a template, break them apart, steal parts of it. I don't really mind. It's okay. I talked about writing a synopsis for distributors and agents. I described the difference between a log line and a synopsis. Typically, a log line is just one sentence, just kind of capturing, pulling you in. Again, I've done videos about that. I literally have linked a video that just talks about the difference between a log line and a synopsis. And now we're going to get into the AI part, which is what I want to talk about in this video. I'm going to talk about, I have a prompt as well to give you. All you have to do is copy the prompt and use it. Don't know what I'm talking about, don't use AI, that's okay. It's a lot of people that don't. 2 years ago, I wasn't using AI either. But it's here to stay. They're integrating, they call it AI, large language models, GPTs. They're integrating this technology into literally everything, whether you want it or not. Basically with your permission or not. Your phone has AI features. Every device you're going to be dealing with, every smart device you have, they are putting AI in everything. So if you think you're going to just ignore the whole AI thing and just kind of get by without it, good luck, because it's here. Society has changed. Get used to it. We're not in Kansas anymore. I remember when the internet revolution was happening in the 90s, people were like, you can't run a real business on the internet. Hello. So anyway, I don't want to turn this into an AI lecture. If you don't like AI, then you've probably bailed on this video already. So let's talk about how to use AI to your advantage. Again, I'm going to use the word Copilot. And I know that's Microsoft's Copilot. That's their software. It looks really, really cool. Basically, you're using AI just to help you along with certain things, fill in the gaps. So when you're trying to get in your busy workday, respond to an email or text message, or you're trying to figure out a problem with your code, or you're trying to, just pretty much things you can do with your computer. The Copilot is like a great resource of information to help you find things so that you can increase your productivity. And they're building hardware chips and stuff into new generations of computers that are already going to have NPUs inside of them, which are neural processing units, which are there just to run AI. So anyway, sorry, I geek out on a lot of YouTube videos trying to figure this stuff out. So anyway, let's get down to a synopsis. So first things first, how easy is it to write a story using AI? Well, we're going to start with something that is not AI. We're going to start out with good old Google Docs. So Google Docs is completely free. It works on any browser. I'm using Chrome. This is an untitled blank document. And for the purposes of this exercise, I am going to write a story on the fly. So I'm going to call this Michael Example Story 2. I did one earlier just so I know how to use the technology. And let's say you don't like to type. I just typed. You don't like to type? No problem. You can go to Help, search the menus. You can type in voice typing. Okay. Click on voice typing. A little microphone appears. So if you don't feel like typing, you just want to spit out an idea. You're not worried about the format, the spelling, even the order, the structure. There's just a lot of things you're not worried about, that you're free to make mistakes. If it's easier for you to talk, use this feature. This is free. Click on the record button, and now you can see that it is starting to record every single word that I am saying. Anybody can do this. So anyone who tells you I don't have time to write a book, they say I don't have time to write an article, I don't have time to write a movie, they are lying, because you don't have to write it. You can just talk it through. All right. And then so we can get rid of all that text, I'll just go ahead and hit the record button again. It stops recording my voice, and I am going to delete that. So I am going to make up a story right now, and it won't be very long, but I want you to see how we do it, because when I finish making this story, we are going to have AI create a synopsis for you. We're not using AI right now. We're just using our voice. So this story is about two women. One, her name is Vera, and the other, her name is Crystal. And Crystal is pregnant and has just lost her house and all of her life savings because her degenerate husband gambled all of the money away and then went to the basement and shot himself and killed himself, and he bled all over his bills on the desk. And her friend Vera works at a bank, and Vera has always been joking for years and years and years, hey, we should rob this bank because the security is so lax in the morning. And I know the security guard, he's a lazy bum, and all we have to do is put something in his coffee and go in there and steal the money from the cashiers in less than 60 seconds, and the police won't get there on time, and we can run away with that money, and we can both pay our bills. And Crystal, you can get your house back, and you can get your life back in order, and we can have life-changing money. And if we just take a little bit of money, just $20,000 or $30,000, the police will give up if they don't catch us in the first day. So we'll just run along with our lives, and we'll be fine. Everything will be solved. Besides, it's very expensive to live in New York City, and there's a lot of people here. They'll never find us. So Crystal agrees to this, and they go to the bank, and they drug the security guard, and they put on their masks, and they go inside, and they rob the bank, and they're taking the money, and they're stuffing it into trash bags. I'm really just making this up. They're stuffing this in the trash bags, and this older lady is on the ground, and she stands up and she says, "Stop doing what you're doing. You're going to regret it forever. No one ever gets away with a crime like this. I know a lot of wrong things have happened in your life, but if you commit this crime, there's no going back. You'll be in a world of criminal activity forever, and you'll never be able to look your kids in the eyes." And Vera and Crystal, at first they resist, and then they say, no, she's right, and they put down the money, and they run out of the bank, and they run down the street, and they turn a corner, and they get rid of their disguises, but they are still apprehended by the police, and the police take them in. And it's a huge court case in the middle of New York City. And as they plead their case and tell the judge why they were motivated to do what they did, and they were going through a fit of temporary insanity because of what happened with Crystal's husband, and the judge gives them a light sentence. And when they get out, they write a tell-all book about their life story and what happened and the story behind the story. And the book becomes a New York Times bestseller, and they make hundreds of thousands of dollars each, and they pay off their debts and go, and they are motivational speakers throughout the country, inspiring young people not to make the same mistakes that they did and to try to earn an honest living. Okay, period. I will stop there. I'm gonna, turn off the recording. And honest living, and I think I said something in there about I'm making this up somewhere. I'm really just making this up. I'm gonna take that out of there. Okay, so you literally just saw me stream of consciousness write a story that is pretty much cliche and, pretty easy to imagine. But for the sake of this video, I am not even going to edit it, other than I took out the part that said I'm making this up. And I'm going to export a PDF file. So download, export a PDF of my generic story here, sample short story, Michael example short story 2, and I'm going to put unedited. Okay? So I've got this unedited short story here. So if I go over to my article that I wrote, the How to Write a Synopsis article, which is just in our blog, How to Write a Synopsis for Your Film or Screenplay, I'm going to scroll down to this green area. You may not be able to see it. I'm going to punch in a little bit, see if maybe you can see a little bit more here. And this green area is called an AI prompt. Now, what a prompt is it is instructions to do something. And it's the difference between sounding like a robot and sounding like a human. You have to kind of give it those instructions if you want it to sound a certain way. When AI first came out and there was a big controversy with Screen Actors Guild and all that, people said, hey man, I told AI to write a horror film and it was terrible. Well, if that was your whole prompt, hey AI, write a horror film, it probably was terrible because you didn't give it a lot of information. If you want to really personalize something, you have to do this. Write a story and then let it fix this story. I know this is not a very good story, but write a story and have it fix this story. At least it comes from your brain. You just didn't go, AI, hey, make a drama movie. It just doesn't make any sense. So here we are. This is a prompt, which is a set of instructions. My AI prompt reads, and you can just go here and you can just copy it for free. No password, no code, no nothing. Just go to the article. AI prompt. I would like you to write, this is you talking to the AI, Grock or Claude or ChatGPT. I would like you to write a concise synopsis for a screenplay following the guidelines. Please, following these guidelines, I should correct. Please keep the synopsis under 80 words and use vocabulary that is easy to read at the 9th grade level. Now, why would I say that? There's a lot of people who speak English as a second language. There's a lot of people who just don't use a lot of big words. We have a text message, Instagram, direct message society. We're not really talking like we're in school. So I'm kind of doing common language by saying easy to read at the 9th grade level. Please follow these instructions. Number 1, introduce the main character and their personality traits to draw the reader in. Number 2, clearly state the genre and the tone of the story. Number 3, use active voice and vivid language to engage the reader. Number 4, highlight the main conflict of the driving force of the story without revealing the ending. Number 5, mention the protagonist's goal and what is at stake. Number 6, aim to generate interest and curiosity about the story without giving away too many details. Number 7, do not give away the ending of the story. Leave a cliffhanger that leaves the viewer wondering how the story ends. And then the last instruction in green is please let me know if you need any additional context or excerpts from the screenplay to craft an effective synopsis. Of course, if this isn't a screenplay, you can write the word story if you want, but AI is cool, man. They pretty much know what you're trying to say, right? So here we go. What are we doing? So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go over to Claude. Probably thinking, what is Claude? It's dope. That's all you got to know. Okay, here's Claude. I'm going to paste this bad boy into Claude. And then I'm going to go to the top and it says AI prompt. And I'm just going to say, hi, Claude. Why am I doing that? It's probably not even necessary, but I just did it because I'm trying to be nice to the AI. Maybe it'll give me a better example. That's not a thing. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach, click my attach button. You see me, Michael, example story 2 unedited. There it is, okay? So Claude's going to suck up that PDF. Now, look, Claude, you may have to sign in and create an account, but you don't have to put a credit card in. You have to pay any money. So that's all I did was copy and paste and put up my PDF. And I'm going to hit the red arrow. Now Claude's chopping it up. Claude says, here's a concise 79-word synopsis for a screenplay based on the story you provided following the given guidelines. Vera and Crystal are desperate women driven to consider robbing a bank. This tense crime drama follows their risky plan to steal just enough money to escape poverty. Vera, a mischievous bank employee, talks her pregnant friend Crystal into drugging a guard and executing a quick heist to pay off debts. But when an elderly witness pleads for them to reconsider, the consciousness get the better of them. Will they go through with the theft despite their moral dilemma or find a more ethical path forward? It did it all, didn't it? It wrote the story and it left the ending kind of open. First try, that's pretty good, dude. Okay, that's pretty good. You can copy that synopsis, copy it over to your clipboard if you'd like. Remember, this thing was not even formatted. This was like a stream of consciousness garbage. Paste, and that synopsis is mine now, written by AI. So let's say that you don't want to use it exactly. It's yours. It just gave you an idea. You don't have to use it word for word. AI is not going to read your mind, but this synopsis right here is better than almost everything we get. All right? As far as submissions to a festival, there's, 30% of people know their stuff, but man, this is better than anything. And like I said, this came from garbage. You want to consciousness? I don't like saying that word. So witness pleads for them to reconsider their moral, I'll just say their moral beliefs. I'll say, but their moral beliefs get the better of them. Okay. Will they go through with the theft despite their moral dilemma? I won't want to use theft. I'll say robbery. So I'm just remixing it, man. I'm just remixing it to make it mine. But it came from my stuff. It's not like I had AI write the script. I wrote the script. I wrote the story. But AI came up with something cool. Again, there's a whole bunch of other samples in here. Just real quick, that's how Claude works. It actually takes an attachment. This is Grock. So Grock is on Twitter. You have to be a premium member. I think you got to pay like $8 a month or $10 a month, whatever it is, to be a X premium member. So the thing is with Grock that's kind of weird is that they don't accept an attachment the same way we were able to attach a file there. So I'm going to grab this whole thing up here and just copy. So I'm going to copy from the article first. So I'm going to copy the prompt first, put it over here in Grock. It says Grock something. I'm going to paste it, but I'm going to change this part up here, and it says AI prompt. I'm going to say, hey Grock, I would like you to write a concise theme. Okay, so it's got all the instructions, and then below here, I am just going to paste my story. And dude, you can paste a lot of text. I didn't use Copilot because you can't paste a lot of text as of today, May 30th, 2024, but I'm sure they're going to be improving that very soon. And then you can go over to Grock and paste it in here and hit enter. See how Grock chews this up. Grock's chewing. In this dark, suspenseful thriller, two women, Vera, a bank employee with an audacious plan, and Crystal, a pregnant widow facing financial ruin, join forces to their bank. Their meticulously planned heist takes an unexpected turn when an elderly woman's plea for morality changes the resolve. As the women grapple with their conscience, the story unfolds into a gripping tale of desperation, temptation, and the consequences of their actions. Man, Grock killed it. Grok killed it. Oh my goodness. That's a good thing, by the way. Sorry for all the slang. So Grok Grok was more interesting than Claude, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here, but they're still both good. I mean, Claude and Grok main. All right, let's go down. I think I used ChatGPT too much today, and they might have a limit on me, but we're going to go with Gemini. Gemini is Google Gemini, for those of you who don't know. Gemini, and don't worry, the links are in the article too. Gemini's even got a voice thing. You're just talking to Gemini. You don't even have to do this whole, Google makes docs, Google makes Gemini. I think Google's still improving some things. They've been in the news for some weirdness lately where AI was hallucinating a little bit. And all that means is like AI was just making up stuff that just was super weird. And so they integrated Gemini into the search engine, and they were testing some things out in beta. I get it. I mean, you're not going to be perfect, but Gemini hallucinated a little bit, And then they had something where you're generating images and it was creating like the wrong race for people. Like if you asked it for a soldier, in the, I don't know, in the army at a time when, they didn't have soldiers that are people of color in the army or something like that. It was coming up with black soldiers and not white soldiers or something. I guess that was a controversy. I don't know, man, but we expect this stuff to just work perfectly every single time you roll it out. I mean, whatever. So anyway, I'm going to show you that Gemini is actually pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead with Gemini and I'm going to enter the prompt. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to copy the green stuff. Go over to Gemini, paste that in, go up top, and I'm going to say, hey, Gemini. You don't have to do that, okay? I'm just dorky like that. And so then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to paste my gobbledygook story in here again. So let me copy it. And Gemini. Let's go ahead and paste. And let's let Gemini chew that up. It even gave it a title: Desperate Housewives, a heist gone wrong. Crystal, a pregnant woman devastated by her husband's gambling addiction and suicide, is left with nothing. Her friend Vera, a bank teller tired of dead-end jobs, proposes a daring heist. A quick early morning robbery before security tightens. Can they pull it off and escape with life-changing money? Just as their bags overflow with cash, a mysterious woman confronts them, forcing a choice that could change everything. Will they become criminals or find another way out of their desperate situation? Go ahead, Gemini, what's up? That is fire. I think that, and remember, I'm comparing the free version of Claude. They have a paid version too that's a little smarter, so they say. But hey, you know what? For the purposes of this video, I think that Grock and Gemini did a little bit better of using like attractive, language that's very descriptive. I think they're both juicy and they're both different. You see how they came up with both stuff with different things from the same prompt. Love it. And you can go through and you can remix little words here if you want. Sorry, drink break. I was eating popcorn. Okay, so ChatGPT. I think I used ChatGPT too much. I might have to continue this video tomorrow, so I'm going to try this real quick. So let's give this prompt to ChatGPT. They do have a limit. They let you use it for free, but then they like slow your roll. As a matter of fact, let me see. They might reject me, but who cares? All right, so I'm going to copy the prompt right here. I'm going to paste it into ChatGPT. Oh, and ChatGPT, they have the, you can do an attachment like we did Claude, but I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste it and see if they're going to be nice to me and let me use the tool. Oh, snap. Vera, a witty bank teller, and Crystal, a desperate pregnant woman, plot to rob a bank after Crystal's husband gambles away their life savings and commits suicide. This intense crime drama follows their risky heist in New York City, driven by their need for quick cash. As they face moral dilemmas and unexpected challenges, the stakes rise, leaving their futures uncertain. Will they escape the law and reclaim their lives, or will their plan unravel? Go ahead, ChatGPT. That's a pretty good one too, man. They're all good. They're all good, right? So anyway, I am going to ask you guys what you liked better. I hope that this video is useful to show you just how different these AIs are digesting the same thing. They're using different programming. I don't mean to get too technical, but they're using different mathematical calculations. Some of these prompts are better than others. I think that Grock and Gemini were a little more fiery. I think ChatGPT got the job done. I think the Claude was good, maybe not quite as fiery, but it definitely hit all the points. And, you know, hey, it's an interesting exercise. It's something you should do just for fun. Even if you want to write your own thing, this is giving you a baseline. It's giving you what's possible. It's giving you an edge. And a software developer once said recently, he said, people think that AI is going to replace jobs, when in reality, people using AI are going to replace other people who don't. And I think that's a little dark, a little scary, because it's true. Start using the tools that you are given, especially this stuff is free. I was just paying for Claude and ChatGPT and some of this stuff like last month, and now the stuff is free. It's accelerating so fast. And one other thing, I'm just gonna see, I'm literally just making this up, okay? I'm just gonna see if I can take this story that was just a run of consciousness story, and I'm going to ask Claude. I'm going to say, please rewrite this short story into a film industry standard shooting script. I would like to produce this short film, and I would like a version with screen numbers, time of day, locations, and other industry standard features. I'm guessing, bro. I'm guessing. I'm doing this on the fly. I haven't even tried it yet. Look at that. Beast mode. Bad boy's writing the script. So I just turned my story into a script. Look at that. How you like them apples? Hadn't even thought about it until it was time to record. Now, you can take this script and you can format it in a professional program like Final Draft or something like that, or Celtics, whatever they call that software. But this is just giving you the basics. This is giving you something to start with. Now, interior bank morning, interior viewer's apartment night. It didn't put scene numbers, but it separated the dialogue. It has descriptions of the scenes. This is a start, right? This is a start. Is it going to completely replace every single person in Hollywood writing scripts? Of course not. But if you give it information and you ask it for an outcome with a prompt, you might be surprised how well it starts you off and gives you a starting point. Anyway, that's the video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Please make a comment. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if I'm out of my mind. That's okay too. And if you are a screenwriter or a filmmaker and you have a screenplay or you have a film and you would like to submit it to a film festival to get it judged by third-party people, get judged by people that you don't know, to give you an honest opinion about it and rate you against your peers and the people you're competing with, you might possibly get selected, you might possibly get nominated for an award, you might possibly win an award. We have 12 film festivals. They are all different. The judges are in all different geographies. You can go to filmfestivalcircuit.com. If you submit to 2 events, you can get the third one free. So basically add 3 events to your cart, like, Georgia Comedy. You can click it right here. You can add 3 events to your cart. All the film festivals are listed here that you can submit to. You can say, hey, I have a film, hit next. You can say my film is a comedy film and it is 7 minutes long, and you can search and you can see every single festival with the deadline coming up that is in our network. When you submit your film or screenplay or whatever it is directly to us, that allows us to make a transaction with you that avoids the heavy 20% fees that these third-party companies lay on us. And we pay our judges, we pay our staff, we pay for our venues. We are a small business and we are looking for help. We're looking for your help. So please submit directly on our website if possible. And also, if you are looking for just some guidance on submitting to film festivals in general, you can see this ad on our page. I've written a book. It's called the Film Festival Submitter's Handbook. If you click on it, it'll take you to Amazon, and the Film Festival Submitter's Handbook is available as a paperback for $9.99, as an ebook, and also if you have Kindle Unlimited, KDP, you can just read it for free. So it's $4.99 for the digital, $9.99 for the paperback, and $0 if you already have Kindle Unlimited and you can just read it. And so your support helps me to make these videos and do things like that. So if you have it in your heart, you have time, you want to support my work, please get the Film Festival Submitter's Handbook. It really helps a lot. And I'm in development on another book right now, and it is called the Film Festival Director's Workbook. And I'm going to teach people the principles of creating a film festival and running a film festival from beginning to end. And that will be out. I'm working on it now. That'll be out soon, hopefully in the summer of 2024. So thanks again for watching, for listening, and hopefully I will see you at a future event. Have a good day.